Okay, so you're putting both audio tracks together and editing them together, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would I not do that?
I don't fucking know. I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
You've
you are.
known me for so long. You should know this by now. By the way, there's no cold start. All of this is just going into the podcast.
No, it's not.
Clapping included. All this bullshit is going into the podcast.
No.
Welcome to the Pocky Flocky Shit Show Holiday Special.
Yes. Yeah, it's the holiday special, isn't it?
It is. It's the holiday special. We talked about that.
It only took us like a full half month to get together after the holidays and do this.
It did. What is today's date? Today is the
14th. It's January 14th.
It's the 15th, you idiot.
It's the 15th?
It's the 5th. It's Tuesday.
When did this happen?
When did it become Tuesday?
Oh my god, no. This is not allowed. Illegal.
I mean, I don't think so, because
it's already full of non sequiturs, stupid, like literal misinformation and horrible banter. It's every other podcast.
It's full of fake news already. Yes, it is.
It's fake news, yes.
But the thing is, if someone's still listening to this, they're dumb enough to follow us to the end of the earth. So thank you.
So, if you don't know, because somehow this podcast has become a success against all odds, and flash forward in the future, you're thinking, hey, this podcast has millions of people listening to it. I wonder who Pocky and Flocky are. Well, I'm Pocky.
I'm Flocky.
Yeah, that's it. We're nobodies. There's nothing else to clarify. There's nothing. So if you are listening this in the future and we are successful, let us know how that happened, because we need to know.
This is amusing because both of us are actually moving forwards as if we're going to include everything prior as the beginning of the podcast. There's no code start. There is no hi and welcome back to blah, blah, blah. It is just 3 claps in a row, and then the podcast starts. I think this is the most amazing part, is that we both just kind of went with it.
Yeah. Speaking of going with it, Flocky, how was your Christmas?
It kind of sucked. Kind of half and half. Half and half. I took a week and a half off of work to go visit my parents back in Florida. Day 2 of vacation, got sick with the flu. Been sick ever since. About 3 or 4 weeks now.
Probably shouldn't tell people that they're in Florida. We should probably make up a state, and then I could edit this out. So let's just say your parents are in Colorado. They'll never know.
Is that your like go-to made-up state?
Is it?
There's got to be more fictional states than Colorado.
Colorado isn't fictional, though.
No, it's not fictional enough. It needs to be like Wyoming or Nebraska.
No one would go to any of
Wisconsin. Anything with a W that isn't Washington.
Let's just tell them they're in Alaska. No one will check that.
So outside of being sick on Christmas, maybe 2 things really stand out for Christmas. The first of which is that I bought my sister a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and she got me socks. That actually didn't really happen. She actually got me nothing. And number 2, I found out that my dad was an internet troll. And I've told you this, but it's still funny.
That is my favorite thing you have ever told me about your family. Is that your dad is on Facebook trolling people.
The weirdest thing is that my parents call me sometimes with the dumbest computer questions. Like, their computer will randomly disconnect from the Wi-Fi because their coverage is spotty, and they just can't for the life of them figure out how to connect back to the Wi-Fi unless I get on a video call with them when they're on cellular data and they literally hold the phone facing the computer and then go move the mouse to the bottom right, click on that, that computer thing with the X on it, and then look for our Wi-Fi. Here's the password. Like, I have to do all these steps. And to me, in my mind, they are completely computer illiterate.
So you're thinking they should have come to you for help asking how to cyberbully?
Yes. That's the most upsetting part. The most upsetting part isn't that my dad goes on Facebook and calls people stupid and ugly and, just bad names that I'm not going to repeat because I don't know what they are. I personally haven't seen it.
I would like to see what your dad considers an insulting thing to put on someone's Facebook page, because in my head it's so vanilla. He's just going on like, yeah, you're a stupid idiot.
So the thing is, I have personally never seen him do this or the content that he creates, but while I was on vacation... While my sister was on vacation with me and we both went back for the holidays to Wisconsin, she told me about this when my dad was present, and then my mom and dad kind of just laughed about it. And I was like, what's going on? And my mom was basically like, yeah, your dad goes on Facebook, and when people write stupid things, he just makes fun of them in return. And so I either believe it's like political posts, and you just, like, your opinion's stupid or stuff like that. Or if someone's commenting on a very public, things that appear on his wall, he'll probably say, like, your kids are ugly or something mean like that. I don't really know what it is, but just the thought of it is really weird because for years I've been telling people, my dad's like one of the nicest people I've ever met, and now I have to eat those fucking words. Like, I can't ever say that again because I know he literally, and it's not stuff like go kill yourself or drink bleach or whatever.
It could be. I want your dad to be doing that.
Stop it! No,
I want your dad to
stop it right now.
I want
Do
your dad
not
to
ruin this further for me.
I want your dad to be yelling at everyone on there that they should just die in a fire, and then he signs off on Facebook thinking that's it.
Please don't ruin this even further for me.
It's the Christmas special.
And you're the gift that keeps on giving. But no.
Taking.
Those are being sick, not getting a present back for after spending like $300 on my sister, and finding out my dad is an internet troll. Those are the biggest gifts I could have gotten this year for Christmas.
I feel like we should have a podcast section and we just read from your dad's Facebook posts.
That means I have to add him on. That means I have to reactivate my deactivated Facebook account, add him on it, and then just track what he does, low key. I have to do the voice. I have to do the super racist Asian voice.
Yeah, you know what my problem with the super racist Asian voice is? I have no I was adopted, and I have absolutely no connection with Asian culture at all.
Technically, it's still acceptable for you to do that.
No, but the thing is, I can't do it. I literally can't do it. I just sound like Team America's Kim Jong-il. That's what I sound like.
But that doesn't matter, because as long as it comes from an Asian-looking face, it is not racist.
Okay, but
those are the rules.
You have an Asian-looking face, and would it be racist if I started calling you my little egg roll?
No, it would not. But I think we need to start a podcast poll for that.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. So I guess on the spectrum,
as American Asians, there is a completely different what's the term I'm looking for? Not portal. It's not portal. Spectrum. So, for example, if a Japanese person in America started shitting on me because I'm Korean, I would laugh, they would laugh, we'd have a good time. It would be very different if we were actually in Japan.
I don't know. That's true. I think you would laugh and he would be confused because in this scenario he's actually trying to be racist, and you're just like, I'm white.
And you eat enough pasta that I think I should call you my little pizza egg roll, because they serve those at the Chinese food cart in Philly. I mean Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's where you're
Don't
at.
worry about it.
That's right.
Yeah. I'll forget about that in like half an hour.
I was either in Wisconsin or Wyoming, and I can't remember.
It's Alaska.
But we're filming live from Colorado.
Yes, definitely Colorado.
Okay, that's the one that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
But watch me say California later.
Doesn't matter.
But that was my holiday, Tom. How was your holiday?
Hey, Flocky.
Yes.
I got an idea.
Okay. Are we starting this right now? Are we starting that segment?
I just had an idea.
Okay, so we're not starting the segment.
It's not a segment. It's just how our brains work. Shut up.
Okay.
Fucking dick.
Okay. You just have to cut that out in post.
Yeah. Let's beat SpaceX to Mars. See, where SpaceX, obviously Elon Musk trying to get to Mars. He thinks he could bring us to Mars. But see, where he's trying to do it as a scientist and an explorer, I'm trying to do it as an irresponsible vlogger.
So the problem with I'm not a rocket scientist, but I can tell you this: the problem with
neither one of us are.
Shut up. The problem with SpaceX and their mission to Mars is that it's completely unreasonable. I personally don't think that in our lifetime we'll be able to go to Mars because the flat Earth technology is not there yet.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. But for the sake of this argument, let's assume the conspiracy theory round Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, globe. I mean globe.
It's hard to wrap my head around that concept, but continue.
Yeah. So let's just assume that Elon Musk is being responsible with his space exploration.
Okay.
What if we weren't?
What do you mean? What if we weren't?
Like, he wants to get people to Mars safely and securely. Alive.
Okay.
We don't necessarily need to beat Elon Musk to Mars and getting a Martian colony started.
Okay.
We just want to get humans to Mars.
So you're saying, this actually makes sense, because the problem with SpaceX is they're investing so much time and money into things like the returning spaceship and oxygen tanks.
Waste of money.
And
waste of money.
Well-being and
utter waste.
It's completely useless, because if you want to be first, all you have to do is build a giant cannon that shoots bodies into the air.
No. You're thinking in circus terms. We don't want to do it with a cannon.
You don't want to do it with a cannon.
I like how you're thinking, but I got a better idea. What if we just take existing technology? We're not the R&D is done. And what if we just strap people to existing rockets that can already get there?
Huh. But that's not as cost efficient as the idea I just had.
Yeah, your idea is cost efficient. I like where you're going, but it's not actually going to work.
How do you know that?
You're right. Okay, that's the classic flat Earth argument. How do you know that? The answer is I don't. I haven't tried it yet.
So new idea.
Launch people out of a cannon.
No, another new idea. Brand new concept. No one's ever thought of it.
Yep.
You know how they send cargo to the International Space Station and they do repairs and stuff like that?
I've never heard of this.
Never heard of that. No. So what they do is there's something called the International Space Station. It's already in space. There's people living there.
Allegedly.
They do research and stuff there. So instead of sending them their necessary space tools and food and supplies next time, we just send them a bunch of bodies. since they're already in space, all they have to do is just throw them as hard as they can.
Yeah.
In whatever direction.
Just give them a little push.
And eventually, since there's no gravity in space, and they'll just keep continuing onwards, one of those bodies will eventually hit Mars.
I got a new idea. What if we send up a orb-shaped device covered in corpses? Just loaded with corpses.
A corpse ball.
Yeah, a body ball. We'll call it a body ball.
A body
Trademark.
ball. That sounds way more enticing. The body ball is much more marketable than the corpse ball.
Like,
just think of the headlines, like, Pocky and Flocky Co. send body ball into... That sounds amazing.
It does. It does sound amazing.
Then Pocky and Flocky Co. send a ball of corpses into outer space.
Yeah, you're right. The first
Far
one sounds
appealing.
amazing. The second one sounds potentially horrifying?
Potentially.
Depending on where we get the bodies?
I don't think that's the part I don't think it depends on that at all.
If we set up the corpse ball and launches it in 360 degrees, like bodies flying in everywhere. Actually, why do we even need to set up the corpse ball?
It's a bomb.
Now let's take your idea and launch bodies from cannons from every point on Earth. And one of them will probably make it to Mars.
Probably. But
maybe.
The way you described the body ball, it was more like a body grenade.
Yes.
Because then you have human shrapnel.
Well, here's where I realize that's gone wrong. I realized that in order to cover with enough bodies, we need to make it a progressively larger and larger sphere.
Yes.
And at that point, why don't we just use the Earth as the ultimate body ball? Like, we already got a really big sphere.
And a lot of bodies on it.
Yeah, loads.
So we just need to find a way to propel Earth towards Mars.
Maybe? No. Because then... Actually, I got it. See, I was thinking, how do we get volunteers? And I realized we don't need to get volunteers. And we can make the world a better place at the same time. So let's send terrorists to Mars.
I think you're going to have a really hard time trying to accomplish that goal.
Send terrorists to Mars. That's the headline. All terrorists gone off the Earth. They're off to colonize Mars. It'll be the new Australia. And we can get Elon Musk in on it. Actually, yeah, let's work together. Let's pool our resources. Because at this point, we essentially have terrorist cargo. And if something goes wrong, no one's really going to be all that concerned.
That's fair, but
it's like we're not concerned because terrorists blew up. Terrorists aren't concerned because terrorists are blowing up. They love that.
But here's the thing, right? No. Touching on your terrorist subject and touching on the body grenade or the body ball grenade or whatever you want to call it. What constitutes first human on Mars? Is it a full corpse, a full body, or is it just like a toe? Does a toe count?
I mean, I guess this comes down to a similar question. Like, if we found life on Mars and it was just a single-cell organism, would we be as excited as we would be if it was actually intelligent life?
I think we would still be excited, just not
we would
as
be excited. Well, it wouldn't be like Mission to Mars sci-fi, like, holy shit, we found something, and it's come back, and it's going to kill everyone on the planet. That would be exciting. We'd be thrilled.
I don't think thrilled would be the right word, but
we'd be something.
To a degree, I can see that.
I'm just saying, we don't want to get a single cell of a human to Mars. We want to get humans, plural, to Mars.
Humans. Multiple human corpses.
Yes, and that's where the corpse ball should come back into it. Because we're not just sending one corpse out there and just hoping for the best.
So are we going with corpse ball, or are we going with, like, corpse ball terrorist edition?
I mean, I'm to be honest, I've kind of sold myself on the idea of sending terrorists to Mars.
But are those like terrorist corpses or just actual volunteer?
Yeah, not volunteer. Definitely not volunteer.
Can we trick terrorists into hijacking a rocket to Mars?
Now you're cooking with gas.
Is that plausible? Do terrorists hijack rockets?
If you tell terrorists, hey, there's a rocket launch pad around, do you think they're really not going to try?
I have a segue from terrorists.
Okay.
and I don't know if you're laughing because you remember or you're laughing because it's funny that I have a segue from terrorists.
The second one.
My question, it's not an idea, it's more of a question. And the question is, what constitutes as a terrorist? It seems like we don't have a very firm definition of it. To me, terrorists are people that terrorize people. That seems very obvious. But what if it was just a group of people on an airplane that after the plane takes off, they just jump up all of a sudden, everyone's freaked out, and they just run around not the cockpit, but they run around the cabin just scaring people like, wooga booga booga, wooga booga booga. Like, does that constitute as a terrorist? Because I'd be fucking scared.
So I think if any group of people jumped up into an airplane and started causing a commotion, could be perceived as terror until they go ooga booga booga.
That's very fair, but for some reason, that is the sound that came to my mind when I was thinking about the subject.
I feel like that sound, in a context, might be racist. Not sure yet. I have to do some thinking, possibly while editing.
Is that a racist sound to make?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
I don't want to be a racist, but if it is a racist thing to say, and that's the first thing that came to my mind, then fuck. That's all I can say about that.
But yeah, regarding that, I'm not sure that is what people have in mind when they think terrorists. That is more. I could see that happening on the last episode before it got canceled episode of Impractical Jokers.
Maybe
but the Impractical Jokers pretend to hijack an airplane.
Yeah, but I think that it's less of what they do and more of the act or the fear that people feel when they're doing something. We have those already.
They're not terrorists. We have a name for them already. They're called dicks. You're thinking of dicks.
Yes, but dicks aren't so much. I think there's a very, it's not a fine line. It's I feel like they act very differently.
I was about to say we're not. I don't want to say there's a fine line between dicks and terrorists because there isn't. There just isn't.
But what about flash mobsters? Are flash mob people that do flash mob things? Are they terrorists? Because sometimes they get in a crowd. They do this public display of art, like where they all faint on the ground or some shit. Or they're all dressed in underwear and they overtake the subway. And they cause problems. They sometimes cause delays in people's schedules.
That's not a flash mob. That's the Foot Clan.
Whatever. What?
They dress up in underwear and take over a subway. That's the Foot Clan. You're thinking of the Foot Clan.
No, I'm not. Shut up. But what I'm saying is they disrupt they disrupt public peace. They scare people. They cause delays. Are flash mobbers terrorists?
I don't think there is a loose definition of terrorist. I think you're trying to invent something.
Is there a firm definition of terrorist?
Yes!
Is dictionary term of terrorist like asshole who blows things up for fun? Like
I don't think it's for fun. I think
for glory, whatever.
I think if people were saying terrorists are doing it for the lulls, then yes, there would be a finer line.
Another point on terrorists. Why do all of them have to be bad? Like, why can't we have good terrorists?
No.
Why can't we have well-intentioned hijackers? Imagine it's Christmas and you're like, oh, I have to go back to work in Wisconsin and everything sucks. And then on your flight, 3 men in ski masks just jump up, hijack the plane, and take you to Hawaii. Or the Bahamas, or somewhere pleasant. Why can't we have hijackers like that?
Like, because I guess I would say because the usual goal in hijacking is not to spread Christmas cheer. I would suppose that's a start to why that doesn't work. You know what? It's never been done. I suppose we could be pioneers. I don't think it's going to end well for us, but we could see what happens. Like, and I don't see what the end game here is, though. That's the problem.
The end game is to bring joy to people.
Is it, though?
Yes.
Because at that point, it sounds like, once again, we are in it for the lulz, which is bringing us dangerously close to that line that has never existed before between pranksters and terrorists. That line has never existed until now.
Next question. Are you two pranksters terrorists? Is Logan Paul a terrorist? Does that become a harder question to answer?
That's again. I think we're still firmly in the territory of dick move.
Is that on the spectrum of dick move to terrorist? Does that exceed, or is that close to the halfway point?
No.
God
no,
damn it.
If this is like a meter stick, where at 0 is Logan Paul or prankster, and at the other side is terrorist, that has moved a centimeter.
I just seem to have a very loose definition of terrorist. Next time someone cuts me off in traffic, I'm calling the cops. Excuse me, officer, there's a terrorist on the road. Can we move on to something that isn't terrorist now? What were you?
Because I got an idea.
Okay.
The ultimate way, the ultimate self-pleasuring toy, the Dildrome. It's a dildo attached to a drone. I don't want to describe the act you'd be doing with it.
No, I want you to. I
don't want to. I don't think it's a good idea for us.
So is it simply a dildo attached to a drone? Is that it? Is there no special features or what?
That's the prototype. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Fair.
So, like, imagine you've had a rough day at work. I don't want to talk about this.
You're the one that brought it up.
Why did I write this down?
I don't know. But it's not... If you don't want to run with it, I could if you want me to.
That's okay. Like, I'm just... it's such a crude... It's an easy thing to pitch. And then once you get past the pitch...
We talked for the last 20 minutes about terrorists. What could possibly be worse than that?
Like, logically, the idea of, like, a dildo you can make hover and then pleasure yourself with makes sense in my head.
So it's kind of like... And I'm just gonna reveal myself. It's kind of like those hentai where, like, there's just a floating dick in, like, the picture.
Yes.
It's just a disembodied dick.
Kinda, except this one has 4 spinning blades attached to it. Yeah. Like that, I would say is a design flaw. And there's also the fact that I've watched people pilot drones.
Yes. Some people are very steady with drones.
Some people are very good at it. Most people are not. It takes time. Like, so the Dildrome for experienced pilots only.
I don't know if I agree with that, because what happens with a drone if you mess up? It kind of spins out, right?
Again, we're 4 spinning blades.
No, but the blades are usually, they have like a little ring around them, so they're like, when they crash, nothing happens. But when a dildo spins out, when a drone it goes out of control, it kind of spins out.
When a dildo spins out.
But if you have a dildo attached to the drone and it spins out, that's a good thing.
You're thinking of like a toy drone, and I'm thinking about the Mavic Air.
You're thinking about like the Phantom DJ whatever for
I'm
like
thinking
$500.
The DJI Phantom Dildo drone that also comes equipped with 4K video.
Okay, so my next question is, who is this targeted towards? Is this targeted towards people that want to see themselves getting fucked? Or is this for, like, solo porn industry professionals?
I feel like needs to be an industry device, because I don't think the solo person is actually going to enjoy having this drone in their bedroom.
You forget that real dolls exist and cost thousands of dollars.
It's not about that. Have you ever heard the sound a drone makes?
Yes.
It sounds like 50 angry wasps.
Yes, but so do some vibrators, I believe.
Not like this.
Probably.
Not this sounds like
death.
Like, it sounds like if you are not ready for the sound to approach you, I don't think you could use this in an apartment.
Well, if you had like, I don't know, ear protection on.
It seems like a lot of work to get ready for just yourself, just a night in.
So is VR. That's a thing.
Yeah, you're right. The Dildrome is kind of the PlayStation VR, or no, it's the Oculus Rift. No, wait, no. What's the HTC Vive? That's the one with the room detectors.
The HTV Vibe.
HTC Vive or Vibe in this case.
Never mind. Just ignore my.
You're right. This is the Vibe
joke.
I'm running with it. I liked it. I liked the joke. This joke really had no legs, and I think we need to move on.
There's no punchline, but it's still amusing.
There's no punchline. The punchline was me saying any of it.
I mean, if we're going for bad inventions, you remember like back in the 90s or like early 2000s, there were these toothbrushes called Tooth Tunes that, they were marketed towards kids, and you could press a button and it played like a 90s pop song for 2 minutes while they brushed their teeth.
Yeah.
What if they made like a mouth guard version of that, but it was like Bluetooth, so you could have a mouth guard in while you're playing football or something, but still like stream music to your mouth?
I have multiple questions.
Continue.
First, a performance evaluation note. Thank you for not rolling with this during the dildo talk.
I mean, the technology does have other applications.
No, we're okay with this. So, question one. Have you ever used one of those musical toothbrushes?
I had one of the lollipop versions.
And how did the audio quality sound?
Terrible.
Well, feel. Yeah.
This is why this is a terrible product, and that's why I'm pitching it.
Okay.
To be fair, it's very hard to follow up Dildrome. That's a very hard thing to follow up.
Well, I had to follow up Fun Terrorist.
If this were Shark Tank, I would have never gotten investments. Dildrome would have gotten all the money.
I don't think Dildrome would get investments in Shark Tank.
Imagine going on Shark Tank and you're like, "Good evening, sharks. Have you ever wanted to fuck yourself?"
If this whole point was for adult video use, then really all you really need to do is hook up a dildo to a GoPro.
Fair. But you don't get those cool aerial shots.
Yeah, that's... I don't know if this would work. It was my idea, and it was just like, I have an idea, I'm gonna write it in my notebook. And then that was as much thought as went into it, and now I realize that I need to go deeper. Not like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you sounded very skeptical about my mouth guard idea. Let me pitch you some things, right? Because if you're an active person,
I'm not.
Which okay, you're not.
That's why we're friends.
If you were an active person, headphones do a really good job of falling out of your ears, right?
They don't.
And if you're doing sports, it's also hard to have headphones in your ears when you're wearing a helmet and stuff like that. And that's where the mouth guard comes in. And the biggest selling point is that you get to have a 5500 mAh lithium-ion battery in your mouth at all times.
I forgot about the battery.
But, like, here's the thing. It's good for sports people. It's also good for grandmas. And if you grind your teeth, you can use it in your sleep while listening to some cool tunes like the Backstreet Boys.
I don't want it that way.
Or In Sync.
Bye, bye, bye.
Okay, so if you don't like that idea, what about the idea of Prime Now toilet paper? You're out of toilet paper, and all you have to wait is for maybe half an hour, and someone will come bring you toilet paper.
I have so many problems with this idea. Most of them are already problems people have with Amazon having entry to their homes. Let's put that issue to the side. First of all, when you said Prime Now toilet paper, I was actually thinking this was like finish the roll of toilet paper, then all printed on the cardboard is a code for a free movie rental on Amazon Prime.
I think that'd be pretty cool too.
That would be pretty charming, wouldn't it?
$5 off your next toilet paper order.
Yeah, so just
cool.
something like from Amazon. Just like you get the Amazon toilet paper installed by Chad. Hi, Chad.
What about like an actual Amazon toilet paper? Toilet paper. Actual Amazon toilet paper, but with special offers, where instead of just clean white toilet paper, it's just advertisements the entire time, and they give it to you for free. It's completely free. You can get a 6-pack of toilet paper for free. Just every time you wipe, you just have this huge urge to buy Cheetos or.
Oh, you mean like subliminal messaging in your being absorbed into your sphincter?
No, not subliminal messaging absorbed into your asshole. Just you pull off 3 squares and it just so happens to go like, oh,
the Grand Tour on Amazon now.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
The way you described it with just like you wipe it, it's like, oh, I want Cheetos. I was thinking like there's like Cheeto dust being absorbed into your ass.
The thought was that when you tear it off the toilet paper, there was an ad for Cheetos.
I was thinking mass brainwash.
No.
I like this idea better.
like just advertisements for new Prime Now movies that are coming out, or get ready for Prime Day, July 15th. Like stuff like that.
Advertisements can be ignored. The feeling of wanting, like, craving Cheetos that you just got wiped into your ass.
Okay. But on the other hand, I sent you a Twitter ad for Funyuns last week, and I ate onion rings twice this week already. So advertising works, and you bought Funyuns, so advertisements work.
But I only bought Funyuns because until I saw that ad, I completely forgot Funyuns existed.
But it did its job, didn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
So if your toilet paper was just like, remember, Prime members get $10 off pre-orders for video games, you're gonna be like, oh shit, when does Bayonetta 3 come out? Like, you're gonna think of something.
You might be onto something there. Because I feel like when we're on the toilet, and we're just, like, we don't have that much else to think about, we are more suggestible. We're more malleable. We can be influenced.
Unless you have your phone on you, you're probably looking at stuff, you're probably reading, like, the shampoo label or something. I feel like if you just really don't have anything to do, and you're taking a shit, and you're just like, oh, Grand Tour Season 3, huh? Like, it's gonna be on your mind.
I mean, it is on my mind now. Maybe I'm more suggestible when I'm recording a podcast.
That is fair. There is nothing to do while we're talking.
Maybe podcast listeners can get a special offer by going to squarespace.com/Pocky Flocky. You can't. You can't. Don't do that. But if someone from Squarespace is listening, and let's face it, I know you are, because every time I mention Squarespace in a tweet, you tweet at me.
Who you should be pandering to right now is Amazon, because we just dropped a really good idea to them.
Yeah, you're right. Amazon, give us money.
And no one that matters at Amazon is ever going to hear this and be like, these are the guys. Jeff, these are the guys.
Jeff,
I found them.
Jeff, we found the guys who are going to help you beat Elon Musk to Mars.
Blue Origin now looking for corpse sign-ups.
Apparently, flash forward 5 years, Jeff is being pushed into a police car with the headlines of Amazon sponsoring terrorism.
Look, I know you're going through that really rough divorce, but we can make you richest man in the world again. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think he needs our help for that. I think we need his help for that.
No, he needs our help. He just halved his assets. He can get it back by sending corpses to Mars and printing ad toilet paper. That's the way to $1 trillion.
We may have an idea for a sponsorship for next week, but I've already started writing letters to people for sponsorships because we know. Have
you really?
Yeah, we know this podcast is going to be the big cheese, and I've been thinking about getting us some money to do it. So I actually ended up writing a letter to the city of Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
just for a little bit. So here's the letter.
You mean Colorado, Philadelphia?
Shut up. Dear City of Philadelphia, I was walking past a roadwork area that has never been finished, homeless people freezing under winter, and an alley that always smells like piss. To find that you have decided a good use of city money now would be to set up public Wi-Fi points, complete with LCD advertisements, advertising an electric company that loses power every time it gets windier than an old man coughing. I think this is appalling. If you're going to be dumping money into something that makes no difference, you should be giving it to us. Let's weigh the pros. Pro. Wi-Fi may give people internet, but what good is internet if there's not quality internet content to use it on? Our podcast is a load of profanity, offensiveness, and mostly consists of grown men yelling at each other, things the city of Philadelphia is already well known for. In short, please give us money. Signed, Pocky and Flocky, from the Pocky and Flocky podcast.
That's very nice. You're going to mistake these as editing points, but I'm clapping. That was a very nice, heartfelt letter.
Yes.
But you know what they say, great minds think alike. And I also made an outreach attempt. And what I actually did was record a commercial for the anti-smoking organization Truth.
Oh, no.
You don't always die from tobacco. Sometimes you just lose your voice. And remember, kids, don't smoke. It's bad for you. Crop it in here if you want, but that's me with my voice,
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
I'll clap again in a few seconds after I cough. Okay, we're back. And so, as I was saying, I was sick for about 3 weeks. I still kind of am, if you can't tell from the kind of like, I don't know, the old mandiness when I laugh sometimes. But about
I really
a week
want a
ago,
cigarette.
Huh?
I really want a cigarette.
Wow, I'm sorry. That actually did the opposite of what it was supposed to do.
Like I said, I'm very malleable when I'm recording a podcast, and now all I can think about is the crisp, refreshing flavor from Marlboro Reds.
I mean, maybe you can get both on as sponsors.
That's a good idea. I'm going to see if Philip Morris needs money. Well done. Well, I think that's the Pocky and Flocky holiday special.
Is that all we're doing? I have so many more talking points.
It's okay. It's okay. No, you don't. Because next time we record, we're going to be coming on with all new, fresh content that isn't at all in reserve from this episode. Oh my god.
What?
So, I think that's it. I think we're gonna see if the city of Philadelphia sends us money, and then we'll be back regardless. Because something tells me we're not getting any money.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Merry Christmas.
Government shut down. People want a paycheck.
Yeah, I think they have. I think they have more important priorities to take care of than us.
Maybe, but you never know. Oh, next time we should write to the White House.
Dear Mr. Trump, please send Big Macs.
We don't even need like fresh ones. Just send me your leftovers.
Please send me a gravy bowl of sweet and sour sauce.
Dear Mr. Trump, are you also upset that McDonald's couldn't get you Szechuan sauce?
Aww, I knew I shouldn't have embargoed with China.